Hey, this is Old Monkey. I'm back. I'm gonna just do a little afterthought on the game now that I've completed it. Let's see. I watched a few YouTube videos to see what I missed, and I watched two short videos. The first one was more emotional based about how. Let's see. What am I thinking? I'm not very good at talking straight to the camera, but um, I guess a lot of okay. Well, I guess this game is 5 years old, and when people played it 5 years ago, they were disappointed at the end because it seemed like the developers ran out of money. You didn't get to meet Delilah and all that, and about how the game was about loss, about an alcoholic, a possible alcoholic. Although it didn't actually say that, it was just sort of implied. I didn't really, because of my personal experience, I didn't really think about it too much, because well, I'm not an alcoholic, but I have, drinking on the weekends and stuff is quite normal for me and my friends, etc. So I didn't take too much of that. I didn't think he was going out to work this job to be to get off the booze or whatever. And also, I'd never trusted Delilah from the beginning. And when there was that one scene where she was talking to somebody, and then she's kind of said, "Oh, it's none of your business what I was saying." Blah blah blah. I think that was the thing. I never found her that particularly charming, and so and I played the game as a married man, and I'm not married in real life, and maybe that's part of why I missed some things too, because at the beginning of the game, you have a choice whether you can put your wife into a home or not. I chose to put her into a home, and it's not because I'm that lazy and didn't want to take care of her, but it said in the game that I'd spent months looking after her, and it was getting worse, and the nurse suggested it, so I went with the medical scientific approach. I didn't I didn't know that at that point he would just stop visiting her. And it's another thing is I did not connect with Henry that much because of subtle reasons like that. So their little flirty romance over the summer. It's a fun thing to do while you're bored and all that. But I never took much stock in it. I wasn't all that interested in Delilah. All I am a fan of tequila, so we would have gotten along in those regards, and perhaps she would have made a good friend, to have some drinks with and chat and whatever. Similar age, similar interests. I really don't know. So when she wasn't there at the end, I didn't really care that much, and also, I said that at the end of the game, I'm married, etc., and I should go visit my wife at least until my wife passes on or whatever, or whatever. I don't feel that that was the time to start a relationship or try and hook up with somebody after this summer. And then the second video I watched was not so much about the emotional aspect, but just the plot itself. And this is probably where I missed some parts. Like, I knew Delilah was lying, but I'm not sure to what extent. What what the video suggested was right at the beginning of the game when you go check out those girls, and then you go back to your house and everything is trashed already. It's almost impossible for that to happen because I went right back to my house and then my place was trashed. So what's the video suggests is Delilah and Ned have been talking, like they've been all about this. The way walkie-talkie works is you can't have a secure connection with them. They're just sort of channels. Anybody can tune in. So she knew Ned was living in the forest, and he was out there just trying to entertain himself, and harassing me along with Delilah was just to keep themselves entertained over the summer. And it also suggests that Delilah didn't know that the boy was dead. So she just maybe made friends with this dude who's living there, this nutter who's living there. And they were just screwing with me all summer, which is quite possible. There's lots of evidence to prove that. If I would have looked at all the documents, so forth, It's quite possible. Let's see. The science, she had me break in. I had to go all the way back to the. What did I have to do? I had to go all the way really far from. And I did say this during the game. Jesus is far. I had to go really far to get the axe to open the lock on that scientific area. And I went when I could have just jumped the fence, and that was maybe so they could set something up. And she also suggested that I burn the place down, and when I didn't, Ned may have started it on fire. And I think what happened was, and this is probably true, they didn't expect that fire to grow. And also, Delilah did not know that the boy was dead. She probably thought he had already left the area and moved on, and this nutter had just stayed around to live there and do whatever people do who want to live off the grid or whatever. And I think that that's probably true, and that's sort of what I missed. And I think the boy died of an accident. I don't think it was purpose. This guy was used to working in the woods. His son died accidentally. He was embarrassed, so he decided just to stay there and live a simple life and befriended Delilah. So fuck Delilah, basically. A lot of people who played this game were hit quite emotionally by it, by the ending. Its themes of, I don't know, regret and loss and all this kind of stuff. I guess my own life experiences, I didn't feel this way. I did find it an interesting game to play, a relaxing game to play with an interesting story, even though the story is really just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Not really much happened that summer, really. It was two people fucking with me, and yeah, and well, everything turned out okay in the end, other than that boy dying. But I got out of there. I'm gonna go visit my wife, and that'll be the end. But some people took this game like to heart. They were thinking about it days afterwards, like what does it mean, and oh, I'm sad, all that kind of thing. I'm probably not going to be one of those people. Like a game like Life is Strange hit me hard, which is kind of odd because I played it, when I was quite an older person, and it still hit me quite hard, several times. This one did not, but I still enjoyed it. I'm going to stick with my 8 out of 10 rating and say it was a great game. And if you liked a thoughtful game, this is definitely one to go for. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I spoke for 7 minutes and 45 seconds. That's pretty good. Because this is not natural for me. Anyways, there's my afterthought on Firewatch, and maybe I'll do this as a regular thing. Like I said, my channel's new. I've been here less than a month. I've as of today I have 5 subscribers, and I think they're all my friends. Zero, no, nobody's viewed anything yet. Maybe one or two views on some of the videos. So at this point, I don't really care what other people think. Anyways, have a great day, and we'll see you for the next game. Bye bye.